Hi, friends. Is there such a thing as work-life balance? If there is, how would you define it? I think it's very personal, isn't it? But I think that when we talk about work-life balance, aren't we expressing that we don't want to neglect, even unintentionally, those things that are most important to us? I think that, though, for executives, it's particularly difficult to do because of the demands of the responsibilities that we have. If this is a fair statement, then perhaps the question should be, how can I best meet my most important responsibilities properly, whether they are job or family, or job and family? I really wish that I could say to you today that I did work-life balance well. I don't actually believe I did. Maybe there were points when I did, but most of the time I don't think I did it very well. There were a few things that I learned from other people that did work very, very well for me. Let's talk about this a little bit differently, though, because it is a matter of setting priorities. And when you're setting priorities, time is a factor. And executives, senior leaders don't have a lot of time. There are heavy demands on your time. So the executives that I know who deliberately tried to create better work-life balance in their lives looked at their job and their families a little bit differently than I did back in the day. They looked at family and their careers as needing to be intertwined as closely as possible. In other words, they wanted to be actively involved in the details of family, but they also wanted the family to be actively involved in their career. A way of looking at that is pulling both parties together to mutual benefit, perhaps. It may not be easy to understand at first blush, so let me give you a real example, and this actually worked for me. So I play golf. Now, that's a subjective term, I think, because those who've played golf with me might tell you I shouldn't call it golf, but I try. There was never a question that I wanted to teach my eldest son to play golf. And there was selfish motivation there because I felt that if we did that, we would have time together, a lot of time together, and we would probably have time together as we were older. We do, and it is fantastic. I am so glad I did that. But what if you substitute the word golf for business experience? I'll fill in some of the blanks for you here. What if I wanted to spend more time with my son in my work and executive activities? What if I wanted to pull him closer to what I do so that he can learn and that we can have quality time together that way? Might that be a win-win? In our case, it was. So let me be specific of some things that we did. I invited my son to attend executive staff meetings. Not all of them, but a few. Strategic planning sessions, some board meetings. I also invited him to social gatherings, mostly with my mentors. And interestingly enough, what happened as a result of that is many of my mentors became his mentors as well. But I want you to think about for a second the conversations that he and I must have had about all those sessions that we had. Goodness, Dad, those strategic planning sessions, there were times when it got heated. What was that all about? And the board meeting, the numbers and that, man, that was really confusing. Can you tell me a little bit about what that was all about and how does that work? And on and on. But what you notice here and what was true about our relationship is he was asking me a lot of questions just because he had been there. I can tell you, and I think my son would tell you this as well, that we bonded on a professional level as well as a personal level that might not have occurred otherwise. At least for us, that's the way it helped us do it. Might not be that way for you. Something else might be the way to pull you together. But for us, it bonded us in a wonderful way that we enjoy today, even though he's well into his career. To summarize, please give this some thought. Your responsibilities may not afford you exactly what my situation did, but be creative. Talk to your family about this. See what they think. Tell them what you're trying to do. Get them more involved in your career and let them talk. You can find a way to make this work. Pull your family close is my point. Please take the time to think about how to pull your family close. You can do this, and it's fun, and it's definitely worth it. If you're ready to speak with me, click below to schedule a session. And join our Bulletproof Business community. It is a forum of wisdom and experience from our C-suite and business leaders who have formed or are in the process of forming what we call bulletproof businesses. As a first step to joining our community, click below to sign up for our newsletter. Enjoy.